Friday at the matinee with a stranded heart. You like the Wilson to my castaway. But on my Saturday, won't even let it found a piece of corn. Put your records on, girl, and please let down your hair. Inside your head, my love for you will always proceed. Besides my hair, my love for you will always proceed. I said beside your head, my love for you will always proceed. See. Besides my hair, my love for you will always proceed. I said beside your head, my love for you will always proceed. Besides my hair, my love for you will always proceed. So take a seat at your table, let me pull out your chair. Make sure your portions are equal and you have clean silverware. Then we might go back in love. Hey guys, what is up? We are going to start at the top of the hour. She forgot your possess in your class. She should have worked for you. Shorties are curvy for you. So none of these girls in comments could put their words on you. Let's make a toast tonight. Cause it's seeming like you gleaming in the trophy light. But that don't all be trice. If I choke in my approach, it wasn't so low-key, right? I ain't with the mischief and gotta ask low-key twice. And yes, I adore you. See, I'ma stand up, gob a Calvin cabinet for you, and with your fancy beauty. Hey guys, what is up? You guys can turn on your cameras if you want. I want to see your faces. I don't want to see a bunch of names on the screen. Julia looks beautiful. Ooh, Charlotte looks beautiful. Okay. I'm trying to get this to live stream everywhere. Oh, it's working. Perfect. So I'm going to start live streaming on Instagram. Let's admit more people. Yeah, so this will be live stream on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, but everyone in the Zoom gets like the private access, gets all the Q&A access. Okay, let me do this live. How do we get this live? So what is up, everyone? You guys can use your audio or the chat, but like, where are you guys from? Where are you at right now?
Hi, everybody. I'm from Chicago.
Awesome.
Hey, everyone. I'm from Waco, Texas.
Okay, I'm trying to do like 5 things at once. Let's get this B-Day party. So everyone who just joined, if you can turn your camera on, because I like to see your face. I'm gonna be talking directly to you guys. I'm not gonna be doing like slides or anything. So we'll all just be looking at each other and enjoying the event. A couple more people are in the waiting room, so I'm gonna let them join. Okay, and then we should be live on Instagram. Okay, so we're live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and here on the Zoom. So I think some people are still trying to connect. Hello. Hey, Monet, how you doing, girl? Okay, let me just double check all the live streams. And we should be good. Let me check Facebook. Facebook is going strong. Okay. So let's get started with our event. Make sure no one's trying to join. I think people are just confused on where to join, but they can join on live if they can't get in the Zoom. Okay, so welcome everyone to the B-Day event. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change the view so that my face is like bigger, and so you guys can show your camera, so it won't be that big on like the live streams. But I'll be like the bigger picture. But what is up, everyone? We have Jada in Chicago. We have a lot of people in Texas. Cool. I'm actually in Florida right now doing a little like weekend vacation, but I'm going back to Philadelphia where I reside tomorrow. But
I'm super excited for this event because we're just going to be celebrating 1 year of Joyful Bee. Let me know if you have been along for the ride, if you have a kit, because I really just want to thank everyone for supporting, whether you just been following along the journey or you've actually made a purchase. I just appreciate all of you just for coming along the journey. I'm looking at Instagram. We have someone in Miami. Okay, okay. So today we're going to be doing a couple of different things. We're basically just gonna talk a little bit about me and how I got started with all this stuff, and I'm gonna talk about the sale because there's been a lot of DMs today about like the B-Day sale, so just gonna clear up some things about that. Then we're gonna talk through what my natural hair journey was and how that transitioned into me starting a business in the hair care industry. And then we're going to do a Q&A. So I looked through all of your Q&As and submissions, and I'm making sure I hit some of those as we go through the first like half. And then the second half will be for everyone on Zoom to ask questions and just have a good time. So let's get started. Just a little bit about me. So I am Joy Wade, and I'm the founder of Joyful Bee. I'm 22 years old, and I'm also a graduate of the University of Southern California. I graduated in 2020, and I studied public relations there and also minored in Spanish, which I always forget because I kind of forgot everything I learned in my minor, but that's okay. I've also been a YouTube creator for 10 years. So not only this week did I celebrate being 1 year in business, but I also celebrated being a YouTuber for 10 years earlier in the week, which is insane that they both landed in February. I own and operate 2 businesses. So the first business being like that YouTube side, that creator side, and the second business being Joyful Bee. And I also work full-time in marketing. So I be doing a lot. And I think that's why a lot of your questions were about like balancing and just like handling everything. So I'm excited to kind of share tips I use to do that. But essentially, what you need to know about me is that my mission is really to inspire Black women to embrace their beauty and brains. So I'm all about beauty, but also about brains, getting that coin, getting that education, all of that stuff. So that's really what you need to know about me. So before we get started, I wanted to just give you guys a reminder that the B-Day sale, which is the huge sale happening on joyfulbee.com, ends at midnight. So our things like the wash day kit and the expansion pack are actually on sale until midnight. So that's just a gentle reminder that today is the day. Today is the B-Day. This day a year ago was the first launch of the Joyful Bee Wash Day Kit. So it's so cool to be here a year later, still selling the Wash Day Kit and having all of you guys here on this Zoom. So yeah, so send in the chat, let me know how many years you've been on your healthy hair journey, whether it's been 1 year, 10 years, like let me know in the chat because I started my quote unquote healthy hair journey or natural hair journey in like 2012, I think, like right after I started my YouTube channel. So almost, I think 10, well, like 9 years or something like that. Mia said 11 years. Jada said 6 years. Okay, okay. Charlotte said 6 years. Okay, cool. On Instagram, we have someone who said 7 years natural. So that's so cool that we all been on this journey for a while. Like, I feel like at the very beginning, it was just like, I would just watch YouTube videos every day and be like, what do I do with my hair? But everyone on YouTube had like 2A hair and I just was confused. But here we are today, finally having figured out what to do. Okay, cool. So it's really cool to see that you guys have been on your hair journey that long. So I'm just gonna walk you through fairly briefly what my hair journey was, just so you can get a sense of just the process of the past 9 years. So let's go back to like when I was really young. My older sister's actually a hairstylist, so she had a hair salon and like all that stuff, and she would just always have me in braids. She always had me in braids, and then when I wasn't in braids, I was in like the little knockers and stuff like that. Pretty basic. I actually never had a perm or relaxer when I was younger. Thank goodness. I thank my mom, my sister for never putting me in one because I probably would have cried anyways. But after, you know, the years of like probably elementary school, having that, middle school, I wanted my hair straightened. I went to like an all white school. I only knew people with straight hair. So I was like, that got to be me too. So I started going to the salon every 2 weeks, getting that hair pressed, thinking it was okay, thinking my hair was going to last. And it didn't. It was fried. I literally remember the last time I got my hair straightened, I just smelled the burning hair, like the smoke was going up. And you know how the stylist says, like, oh, that's just the product, girl. That's just the product. I'm like, you're lying. Like, that's not just the product. That is burning my hair. And then I remember, like, after those 2 weeks, I went and like washed my hair, and my hair just like did not get curly again. It wasn't curly anymore. It was straight, like permanently. And I was young. I was in middle school. I'm like, oh, like, is my hair like heat trained? Like, I feel like that's what the Black community says. Like, your hair is heat trained. No, it's damaged, sis. It's damaged. So I was like, okay, like, obviously something's wrong with my hair. It's not curling back up. So that's when I like found natural hair YouTube, and I started like looking up. I don't even know what I was looking up. I was just like Black girl hairstyles. I don't know. And I found, does anyone know the YouTuber Shameless Maya? I found her twist out video. She had a video on a twist out, and I was like, what is this twist out you speak of? Like, what? And she has a looser texture of curls. She's probably like 3A or 3B. And I watched her video like so many times. I watched it, I was like, okay, what do I need? What do I need? And I found like Cantu in the store. I got that. I was like, okay, what else? What else? So I got that, and I'm like, let me try this twist out thing. And I did it, and I thought it looked so cute. But like, I have some old pictures. It didn't. My hair was heat damaged. So if you ever had heat damage and you try to do like a twist out, it just looked straggly. It just looked broke. Like, but I thought I was looking cute. So I was going to school with my hair. I went to a white school, so no one was there to set me straight. No one was there to say, like, sis, this looks really bad. So I was wearing that for like at least a year. And then I was like, let me go back to this YouTube thing. And then I actually found out I had heat damage, like probably a year after doing this like twist out thing. And I was like, oh, my hair is actually damaged and it's never going to go back to how it was. And so I like did a lot of research and stuff on like, how do I like fix this? So I found like, I guess like DIY deep conditioners. I was making like avocado deep conditioners. I don't know, mixing just everything. And then I was like, okay, products aren't going to fix my hair. I actually have to like cut it. And as we all know, it's just hard to cut your hair. It's hard. So I just did a thing where like every 2 weeks I trimmed like probably a 1/4 inch off of my hair until eventually, maybe like a year later, all the damage was gone. I just couldn't do all at once. And also just wasn't informed. I was like, is this heat damage? Is it not? Like, so I just started cutting it. And then I was also like deep conditioning and doing a solid hair routine with that. Was I using the best products? I don't know. Like, I feel like Cantu is canceled or something right now. I don't even know. But like, y'all be canceling like brands left and right. So probably what I was using on my hair wasn't the quote unquote best to use for my hair, but the routine is what changed the game for me. I cut off all the heat damage, and I was like, okay, every 2 weeks I'm gonna deep condition my hair, and I'm gonna make sure like I'm washing my hair, detangling my hair, doing all this right, doing that magical twist out that finally looks good because I don't have heat damage anymore. And then that's when I was like, okay, like I'm starting with something. And I finally saw my hair growing. So finally, what was this? Probably like 7th or 8th grade. Finally, my hair started like inching past my shoulders for the first time. And I was excited. I was like, I got length, sis. Like, don't talk to me. But the thing also at this time, I was also a competitive swimmer. So I was in submerged in chlorinated water for about 3 hours a day, 6 days a week. So I feel like that most people think that would just slow down my hair journey, but it actually didn't. I kept my hair in braids most of the time. I was like literally co-washing every day. So my hair was super moisturized and I just kept it in low manipulation style. So actually being a swimmer and staying active didn't hurt my hair journey, thankfully. But the braids, they did like my edges was thinning out, so I had stopped getting braids like closer to the end. Because I don't like, if you guys follow me outside of Joyful Bee, I actually don't get like braids a lot, like box braids, all of that stuff. And it's just because people just be braiding too tight, and I don't know how to braid. I don't know how to cornrow. Like, where's the support group for young Black women who don't know how to attach the braid to their head? Like, it just, I don't know. But I literally finished high school. I was a swimmer, blah, 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 blah. But in high school, I like basically from middle to high school, I grew my hair from shoulder length to waist length. And it was like crazy. My routine was literally, I was deep conditioning and I was literally like using shea butter and like leave-in conditioner on my hair. And that was it. But the narrative was like, I was just trying to keep a routine, but because before that, I didn't have any type of routine for my hair. Okay, so let me just make sure I didn't forget anything in the journey. Yeah, I grew my hair to waist length, which was crazy. Honestly, it got too much for me. Like I got to college and I just didn't have time to do my hair. So I actually cut my hair probably like 5 inches once I like my sophomore year of college. It's just for it to be more manageable. But I proved to myself that I could grow my hair, and I was proud of that in itself. But I think now I focus more on just like healthy hair, because I think it doesn't matter how long your hair is, just like, is your hair healthy? Is your hair thriving? And are you happy with how it is? And can you accept the texture? Can you accept the curls? Can you accept, the styles you can and cannot wear? Like, I still can't do a wash and go. Like, it don't work. It just doesn't happen. Like, why does a wash and go, you wash, condition, add product, then my hair takes probably over a day to dry. So I can't go anywhere because it's drying. Like, it just doesn't work. So I just accepted what I can and cannot do with my hair. And now my hair routine is pretty simple. I literally just use my wash day kit, and I've used it. Joyful Bee's been around for a year, but I was using it probably 6 months before. So I just use my wash day kit every 2 weeks, and I've been doing that for the last year and a half. As far as products go, I'm not really married to any brands. I just make sure I have a solid shampoo, a solid deep conditioner, leave-in conditioner, and shea butter. That's literally what I use. I don't even use regular conditioner anymore. I just go straight from shampoo to deep condition to styling. But yeah, everyone on Instagram is actually like kind of funny right now. They're like, it is what it is. I have to pay attention to all the chats, but yeah, it literally was what it was, and it was a learning process, and it didn't happen overnight. I didn't grow my hair overnight. Probably took me forever, but I think it was interesting just to go from, I really just didn't know what healthy hair was, even though like my sister was a hairstylist. I just thought you just keep your hair in braids and your hair is quote unquote healthy. But I think I learned that like it's really in the routine, and it's really in, accepting how your hair is and just being in love with the things you can do with it. So that was my hair journey. So I want to see if there's any questions about the hair journey, because I'm going to transition into how this turned into a business. And then after I talk about that, we're going to get into live questions from everyone on Zoom. And then that'll be it. But I just want to see if there's any hair specific questions while we're still talking about that. So send it in the chat. And if you don't have a question, just send a 1 in the chat if you're enjoying this talk so far, if you're enjoying the B-Day party so far, if you don't have a question. On Instagram, our Curls Journey said, it truly is a natural hair journey and it never stops. I'm constantly learning new things to love about my hair. Yes, that is true. Lauren said, I've gotten box braids once and I was praying for my edges every day. Honestly, that's a fact. Like Beauty on a Dime said, I used to think I couldn't do wash and goes, and then I tried it and it turned out bomb. Okay. Send me your products that you use for that. Charlotte said you were talking about co-washing for swimming. What was that like? Essentially, I was swimming every day, and like once I got out the pool and everything, I literally would rinse my hair from the chlorine and just apply conditioner on my hair and leave that conditioner in until the next day when I swim, get out the pool, rinse out, and then did that. So it was really like the same thing over and over again, but I wasn't using shampoo on my hair a lot because my hair was already stripped from the chlorine. So I was just in a co-washing routine, and I had braids at the time. I did wear braids while I was swimming because ain't no way I was swimming 6 days a week and doing my hair every day. And it wasn't happening. It was not happening. Okay. Julia said, I know I went through a spiritual journey when learning about my hair and started learning about my Blackness too. Did you feel more connected to yourself as well? Yeah, there's definitely a connection you form when you out here twisting your hair every night, getting that shea butter, getting the oils, and just getting it done. Yeah, it was awesome. I thought my favorite part of it was just having conversations about hair. That's why my YouTube channel, I probably had close to 200 videos on my YouTube channel about natural hair. That's how much I love talking about hair when I finally figured out what to do with it. And that whole journey is on my channel. You can go back to like my old videos, my hair straightened. That's when I was getting my hair straightened like every 2 weeks. Then I started to do different things, and all that is on my YouTube channel, that full journey. So if you ever have like a Sunday where you're doing your wash day and you just want to binge watch, go watch those videos because it's a journey documented, because there were some times where my hair was not looking good, but I still posted to YouTube. Okay, let me check Facebook because I have not been reading what they've been saying over here. It says 16 comments, but I can only see 3. Okay, Facebook, we just not gonna come over here for a second. Okay, and Monet said, what's the best product to use for shampoo and leave-in conditioner? The best product I can just name some brands. Honestly, not one is better than another, but Black owned brands, there's Miche, Miche. Was started by Michelle, who's also a YouTube personality. Everything that she has is gold. So I would check her out. And yeah, I would start there because honestly, she'd be killing the game. Like, so I'm just gonna shout out another Black owned hair brand, and her brand is great. So I would check out Miche Beauty because I rave about them all the time as well. But actually, what am I using? Adwoa Beauty, also ADWOA. That's Black woman owned. They're carried in Sephora. So I'll check them out. Beauty on a Dime on Instagram said her top 3 brands are Pattern, Mielle, and Shea Moisture. Yeah, I think Pattern people have mixed reviews about. Mielle, I think you have to choose the specific product line that's going to work best for your hair, because Mielle caters to, I think, all hair textures and types. And Shea Moisture, obviously an OG brand, but they have so many like lines now, and I get confused. I'm like, dang, how many fruits and vegetables y'all gonna make hair products out of? But I ain't gonna hate because they led the way. They led the way. But yeah, Black owned, check out Miche or Adwoa Beauty because both Black women owned, and why spend your money anywhere else? Okay. Y'all said they be inventing new fruits to put in their stuff. Oh my gosh. I'd be like, what is I don't know. I'm like, is this real? And then I look it up and I look dumb because I'm like, dang, I'm not cultured. I don't know what Manuka honey is. I don't know what, but I don't know. But I be having to Google it. I'm like, is this a real thing? But yeah, y'all are funny. Okay. So let's get into the entrepreneurship side of things, because I know some of you guys are interested in starting like a side hustle or just interested in learning more about entrepreneurship. So if that applies to you, send a 2 in the chat if you're interested in learning more about how I got started with the business side of things, or you have a side hustle. Let me know. You can even put what it is in the chat. I'm interested in seeing like what you guys do, because I think so many people just do like different things on the side, whether it's you have a YouTube channel or you do photography or you do, I don't know, you do anything. Just let me know with a 2 in the chat. Julia said she's also a YouTuber and she's about to launch a skincare business. That's amazing. I'm excited. And make sure you send me the link once your skincare business launches. Okay, we got some 2s. We got some 2s in the chat. Let me see. I don't even know. I think YouTube and Facebook is a little delayed, so we're not going to get the 2s from them. They're probably like 30 seconds behind. Okay, so let's get into this business side. So as you guys know, I've been on YouTube for 10 years. So even though this is the 1-year anniversary of Joyful Bee, it's really been a decade-long journey to get to starting the business. And then we're 1 year into having Joyful Bee alive, because I know a lot of you guys are like, how did you become successful so quickly? And while yes, it's been around for a year, I've been in this kind of space for 10 years. And this is my second business that I have. So I want to just make sure you guys know that, because nothing happens overnight. It takes experience, it takes perseverance, and we're going to talk about all those things in this business journey. So this part, I'm about to drop like mad gems. So if you're going to take notes, get the little paper now, because I'm not going to repeat nothing. Because this is like a hefty section, but I wanted to make sure you guys left with like actionable things to do. And even if you're not interested in starting, a business or having a side hustle, there's some lessons in here that can help you just, be successful in the arena you are in. So I actually have a YouTube video on how I started and launched my business. And you can go back and watch that one, because I'm going to be referencing a lot of the things I touched on that. But we're just going to get into it. I'm going to tell you the 5 steps that I took to launch Joyful Bee and have a successful first year in business. And my first year in business, we as in me, I have an assistant, and my mom also helps me with my business. And I also have family members who come and help me. Like today we're doing the B-Day launch and we're trying to ship everything out tomorrow. So I need help with that. But we have hit 6 figures in our business before even the year mark. So I want to make sure that I'm trying to be as transparent as possible, like not come out here like I have a successful business and I made like $5. Like, because I feel like, you want to make sure even beyond this live stream, when you're getting advice from people, you like, but where's the receipts though? Like, because I'm about to take advice from you, and just be very particular about who you take advice from moving forward, because you're always going to need help. You're always going to need mentors. You're always going to need people to help you along the way. But if your auntie's telling you business advice and she does not have a business, that might not be the best person to be taking advice from, if you're catching my drift. So let's get into the 5 steps I took to start and launch my business. Are you guys ready? Send a 3 in the chat if you're ready for these gems. So the first thing I did was I started with just research. And if you're someone who has a lot of different interests, you probably have tons of different ideas. You're like, oh, I could do that. I could do Instacart. I could start a little thing on the side. I just took some bomb pictures. Let me start a photography company. Like, you probably have a lot of ideas. of what you could do. And you probably might have even started some of those ideas. And we have some more people in the waiting room for the Zoom. I guess they realized it was happening. So yeah, it all starts with an idea. So for me, the research stage for me was starting with, okay, what does my hair routine look like? And since I was going to start a hair company, so I was like, okay, what does my hair routine look like? You know, what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses, all of that. And then also, that was a small portion. That was kind of just like to spark the idea, but the real information comes from your target audience. So what I did was I sent out a survey to Black women with natural hair, and I got 300 responses on tons of things to know about their hair routine. I asked them questions like, you know, what's your biggest struggle with your hair routine? Like, what do you hate about the brands that are out right now? And really trying to understand, like, okay, what exists and what are people good with? I think there's enough shampoos and conditioners, honestly. Like, I think that like there's a lot of solid brands who do it very well. So I was like, okay, like I don't know if right out the back I can do like that very well. So I put that on the back burner, which is why Joyful Bee still doesn't have it, because that's going to be like a multi-year process to like for me to be comfortable like giving people products to put on themselves. Like that's just a whole nother arena. So I was like, okay, like that's cool. And then I was like, well, it seems like a lot of people have been natural for a long time. That's like all of you guys here, like you guys been natural 5+ years, whatever, but they're still struggling with having a consistent routine and reaching their hair goals. Like you've been natural so long, why didn't you do this? Why can you still, like people still are like, I struggle with moisture. Like I feel like that should be something resolved day one. Like when you decide to go natural, like my hair is moisturized, period. But that was a really big thing that I found my audience struggled with. So I was like, okay, routines, blah, blah, blah. And then that was kind of like the research stage, just gathering information, not making any assumptions, not trying to like push what I thought would work on my audience. And then after the research stage, I started to think about like what the actual product was going to be. And I had the idea for the wash day kit. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this wash day kit, but like what's going to make it different? How are you going to stand out from the crowd? And the way you stand out from the crowd, honestly, is through brand positioning and marketing. And that's realizing, and that brings us to number 2. So we said number 1 was research. So number 2 was branding. So when it came to branding, I made a mood board. We got the logo made. I made a brand guide. And I thought of like, what's the mission of my company going to be? Like, what is my company going to be about? When people come and be a part of the community, what are we going to be about? And Joyful Bee is all about helping Black women establish a consistent natural hair routine and reach their natural hair goals. And we achieve that mission through offering, you know, unique hair tools catered towards all textures that are going to help them reach those goals. So when you're thinking about the branding, this is very important because this is what's going to separate you from everyone else. This is going to show that you're professional. This is just should take you a while. I'd say really refine how your brand is going to look and feel and what it's going to be about before you launch anything, because that first impression is everything. When someone first sees what you have, if they first see your packaging and they're like some people literally, I'm like, did y'all just shop Joyful Bee for the box? Like did y'all actually want the products inside? But like, that's a big part of branding, because you want people's first impression to be like, I want this. And then, oh, I also get products. Like, you know, you want that to be an emotional connection with what you're doing. So branding can be through, you know, obviously the look and feel. It can be through, you know, the copywriting, which is like the words you use on your website, your email, all of that. So thinking through how your brand is going to stand, and, you know, go look at your favorite brands, look at how they approach this. So number 3 was product development. So I didn't even think about products yet. I was like, okay, knew I was going to do a wash day kit, but I had to do some research first and figure out what the brand was going to be about. Then I started the product development. So this included, finding manufacturers to make the products, getting samples, testing out the samples. I think I tested, my stuff for 6 months to make sure, it wasn't cheap, it wasn't going to break, and all of that stuff. And then finally purchasing the products that I needed. And also with that comes making a budget and also figuring out the pricing of your product. So all of that I just zoomed through because literally could be a whole other like live stream on that. But if you guys have questions about that, we're going to do the Q&A in the second portion of this. So just, jot down your whatever question you have about that, and I'd be happy to approach that. I want to make sure we have as much time for the Q&A. So I'm kind of speeding through that. But essentially, when it came to the manufacturing process, I literally had to figure out what my budget was. So I budgeted, I think for my first launch, I spent $5,000. And it's really like, where can you start? Like, okay, is my budget $500? Like, what can you do with $500? Is my budget $0? Okay, girl, you better go do some Uber Eats and save up some money and like figure out that journey to saving up and getting to where you can start. And there's also a lot of business models where you don't need money to start, where you can do drop shipping, where you can have pre-orders and then purchase the product afterwards. So explore all the options that you have if you don't have the capital up front. And I was privileged enough to have the capital up front because I already had another business before I started Joiful. But I didn't receive any type of like loan or like anything to start. I know some people ask me that, like, oh, did you get funding or did someone pay for it? I used my personal money that I made in my other side hustle. So you can use your side hustles to fund your other side hustle. Essentially is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we talked about 3 things so far: research, branding, and the product development. So once you have that, it's time to start thinking about your launch. For me to plan my launch took 6 months. Do not, this is the key. Do not get your products in, make your website in 2 days, and then be like, y'all go buy. It's going to be crickets, y'all. It's going to be crickets. Unless you're Beyonce, which you're not. I'm sorry to break it to you. This is the Joiful Beehive, but none of us are Beyonce, unfortunately. You cannot just drop that thing and expect it to be hype. Like, for example, this B-Day sale, y'all been hearing from me all week. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but I've been getting in y'all inboxes and text message DMs, but I bet one person on this live is like, I don't know what that is. What is the B-Day sale? I'm like, sis, I've been trying to get this in front of y'all. So I think people get scared. They're like, well, I don't want to like post too much about it. I don't want to like get in front of these people so much that they're annoyed. Girl, Instagram only shows your post to like 10% of people now. So they didn't even see it in the first place. So I say all of this to say the launch preparation is the most critical part to having, a successful breaking out of your business and having successful sales and launches of new products after that. So for my launch, for me, I was really leaning on content marketing. So content marketing is literally where you make creative assets, so like photos, videos, live streams, to build hype about a product. So my content marketing strategy included using my branding to think about the look and feel of those assets. And I did a photo shoot, a video shoot. I had to shoot the products, obviously. And I had to think about what the website would look like visually and all of that stuff. So all of that kind of fell into the preparation for the launch, because I knew when I launched, I wanted the website to look bomb. I wanted people to have like tutorials of me using it. And I even wanted them to have reviews of people who had used the product before it had even launched. So in 2019, I actually hosted an international group trip called the Squad Retreat, and those women purchased the wash day kit before everyone else. That was December. The kit launched in February. And so they had 2 months to try out the kit before anyone else, and they left their reviews. And I had reviews the day the site went up. So those are kind of like little strategies to keep in mind. Like, am I launching with reviews already? Am I launching with video tutorials and photos and enough for people to make a decision? So those are things that go into content marketing, and content marketing is really important if you're going to be selling online, which most of us are due to like everything happening with COVID. So you most likely are going to be selling online. So you need a lot of content for people to make a decision. Okay. And lastly, we get into step 5. So for those just joining, I'm talking about like the 5 steps I took to start and launch Joiful Bee. So 1 was research, 2 was branding, 3 was product development, and 4 was content creation or content marketing. And then lastly, I prepped for the launch. So once I had all like the photos, videos, all that made, I wasn't making it the same time I was launching. I wasn't scrambling to take a photo the day the website was going up. I did all that before, and I got ready for the actual launch prep. So I basically built hype around the product, around the launch of the business, I think for 2 weeks before the official opening of the website. So during those 2 weeks, I had emails going out, I had social posts going out, and I was pre-packing the wash day kits. My best friend Janelle was at my house, and I was like, girl, can you help me like start my business? And she helped me pack all the wash day kits, all the stuff in the boxes. That took forever. And then I also made sure my business was established legally. So I had to like get my LLC, which is a type of business entity. I had to get an accountant and be like, girl, I'm about to like launch this. How do I like deal with the money? I had to trademark. So don't try to steal wash day kits, sis, because it's trademark. Don't try to steal Joiful Bee, it's trademark. But all of that stuff you want to have before you launch it, because you don't want to launch your business and it's like popping off, and then the next day a big corporation names their thing what you was doing, but you didn't trademark it, so there's no protection. So you're going to protect what you're doing, even if you don't know how big it's going to be. I didn't know how big Joiful Bee was going to be. I was so scared the first time. I was like, nobody's going to buy this, and then I'm going to be $5,000 in the hole, and it's going to be a wrap. But like, I still had to protect it because I'm like, but it could also go the other way. So all of that happens before you go live. It's a lot. But it's like, this is just the route I took. And I think it's also the most efficient route to make sure your brand is as successful as it can be day one, instead of, trying to figure things out after you launch. But one thing I also did so those were the 5 things. One like bonus thing was I got a mentor to help me get through this. So I enrolled in a marketing accelerator, which was basically like an online course where I got a certificate in Facebook and Instagram ads. So I invested in myself as well to make sure I had the skills in marketing to go and start a business. So that is called the Power Your Launch Virtual Marketing Accelerator. It's still around. And you can DM me if you want me to send you the link. I also have like a discount code for it, but I've been in that for like 2 years now, and I'm still in it. I still pay to be in it because that is probably the one thing that I attribute to the success of Joiful Bee, investing in a skill, which was marketing. And that has been invaluable to the growth of my business. I could launch it, but it's all about sustaining it and getting in front of new people. So McKenna Realtor said I bought it because of the marketing. Well, I learned the marketing in that course. Yeah, because I mean, I was a university student, and while I was studying public relations, it's different when you're like out in the real world and you got to sell something. I'm like, school didn't teach me everything I needed to know. So I invested into that. And that is really like the bonus secret sauce. Like, figure out what your weakness is and go invest in that. So like I knew I've been a YouTuber for 10 years. So I was like, I can do the content marketing. I can go make videos, take pictures, all that stuff. But that wasn't enough. I had to learn how to get in front of people. And that's what I invested in, the mentorship to be in that course. And I'm still in it. I'm in like a next level of it where it's like a smaller group, and I meet with them like 3 times a month to continue learning how to market and grow my business. So at the beginning of the year, I paid like a hefty amount of money, but it was well invested to stay in this community and continue learning. So even just being in this live stream, for example, it might not mean investing a lot of money, but it might mean just making sure you're in the right places where you're continuing to learn, and taking away things that you can continue to implement. So making sure you're staying connected to people who drop free game all the time. Even the accelerator man, the founder, he does live streams all the time and just gives free game. But if you're not listening, if you're not taking notes, if you're not being engaged, it will pass you by, essentially. Okay, so it's 44 past the hour, and we're gonna get into the Q&A because I did talk a lot this time. So if you have a question, spend a second to think about it, and I'm gonna check all the profiles. If you're on Zoom, you can ask it live, but if you're on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram, send it in the chat. The Zoom questions will be prioritized, and then we'll go until like 6:05 or 6:10 Eastern, depending on the number of questions. So if you're on the Zoom call, there's a button that you can use to like, it says like reactions, and you can raise hand. You can do that, and then we'll go through Zoom questions, and then we'll go through Instagram questions. And if no one has a question right away, okay, cool. Let's go with Julia.
First off, I wanted to say thank you for even having this live stream and letting us be a part of it. I've been learning a lot and taking tons of notes. With that, I wanted to know how you went about creating a business plan and really getting an LLC. Between trying to do research on my own and listening to my mom, who is a former business owner, I'm a little bit overwhelmed, to be honest. It's one of the main things that I needed before I launched. And so I just wanted to know how you went about that in a professional manner.
Cool. So the question is about the business plan and the LLC. Okay. So as far as the business plan, my business plan kind of came through. It didn't just happen like in one sitting, like I sat down and I made the business plan. It kind of like evolved as like, okay, once I knew how much things were going to cost, and like once I knew like how I was going to market things, that shifted. So like part of my business plan is I sell the wash day kit, and that is my main child baby, to sell the wash day kit. And people message me like, girl, can I get those things individually? And I'm like, nah, that's not in the business plan until I sell like a lot more of these, because that's a part of it. And that's not something that traditionally like, oh, this is the official business plan, but that's the Joiful Bee business plan. But I think you can look up templates for business plans and see what you need to have in there. But I think the main thing about a business plan is you could just make it very simple and say who, what, where, when, why, and how. Who is your audience? What are you selling? Where are you going to sell it? When are you going to sell it? Some things are seasonal. If you're selling like Christmas mugs, you're not selling that every day of the year. And how are you going to sell it? And how is your marketing plan? And that's branching off into a million other things. Are you doing content marketing, email marketing, text marketing, ads? That's a whole other thing. But a very basic way, an efficient way to start is if you can answer all of those questions effectively. And then after you have that out, you can go into a more formal search of like business plan and plug in those things and figure out what else you're missing. Another part of the business plan is your pricing and your margins and all of that. But I think if you start off there, and then once you have more information on how much things cost and all of that, continue to fill that in. So does that answer your question about the business plan? And then I'll go into the LLC.
Yeah, no, it does. Thank you.
Okay. And as far as your business entity, disclaimer, I'm not an accountant or business or financial advisor. And my recommendation is to go to an accountant or financial advisor. And if you need a recommendation, you can send me a DM and I'll tell you who my accountant is.
Will do.
Okay, let's go to Anne or Annie. I'm sorry, I don't know which one it is.
Anna.
Annie.
So first of all, yes, like Julia said, thank you so much for this opportunity to like talk to you. I was just wondering because you talked about how like you surveyed a bunch of people to like learn about what like people are looking for with their natural hair journeys and with their hair. But I'm wondering like if someone doesn't have an audience, like how would you advise them to gather that kind of information?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want you to think about not having. 10 years ago, I didn't have an audience. Everyone starts with 0. So you really want to know where, say you're selling soccer balls. Where is my target audience at? They're probably at the soccer field practicing. They're probably buying video games like FIFA, all that stuff. They're probably watching those events. Okay, well, I need to learn more about them. Get up, go drive down the street to the soccer field. Hey, do your cleats hurt your feet? Yes. What is the thing you hate most about your uniform? Like, it's a very simple concept. Don't think it has to be so grandiose that like it's like you have to have a YouTube audience to like do this. I'm sure if you're starting a skincare brand, you know 10 people with skin problems. Start with those people. Send a group message. Hey, can y'all fill out this quick 5-question Google form? Do you know anyone who likes to shop at Fashion Nova because I'm starting a boutique that's similar to that? So start with your immediate circle. Then you can do things like Facebook groups. So Facebook groups are groups of people who have similar interests. So you can join Facebook groups of those interests if you need to get into a larger audience or no one around you, or you don't have COVID, you can't drive to the soccer field. Start finding online communities, start finding Instagram accounts that, promote different people in that arena. Make genuine one-to-one connections. I was doing this. Pre-COVID, I went to a natural hair convention and just talked to a bunch of people. That wasn't happening in my city. So really just grassroots, like group texts, groups. If you're a university student, you have a whole network like waiting for you. So start there.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, so any other questions on the Zoom? If not, we're gonna go to social and NA. You have another one? Sorry, I keep butchering this.
We actually do have another question.
Okay, go.
I'm curious about, like, do you think that your full-time marketing job has like also helped you gain some skills that you've used for Joiful Bee?
I I mean, I got my job because of my skills. I didn't get my skills after the job.
Okay, got it.
My skills came from the mentorship thing that I talked about. Like, I can attribute, I took this 6-month accelerator and now I have these skills. So there's things like, what's the one thing? What's that one website with all the like courses, like free tutorials, or like, I don't know. There's a
Skillshare?
Yeah, Skillshare. Go on Skillshare. How to market on YouTube. How to market on Instagram. Go follow some LLC Twitter accounts. They might drop gems sometimes about marketing. Like, immerse yourself in the areas you feel weak in. So if you're like, dang, like I don't know how to take pictures, I can't afford a photographer, go on YouTube. How to take product photos with your iPhone, with your Android, you know? So I think the biggest thing is quickly realizing, all right, I suck at this, and collaborating with someone. You can like barter, say, hey girl, like I have a professional camera and you are good at web design. What can we do for each other? You know, starting with that one-to-one connection with people. Okay, so let's look on Instagram. Oops, what is your YouTube channel name? My YouTube channel name is Joy Wade, Joi space WADE. And that's where like all my hundreds of hair videos and other types of videos are. Would you suggest getting a mentor or doing research on your own? Both. Both. For example, you just need to figure out, like, research on your own can only take you so far. It's very helpful to have someone to be like, whether you paid them or they're doing it out of the greatness of their heart because they doing that, but to have access to people who are ahead of you. My mentor, his name is Abu. He runs the Power Your Launch Virtual Marketing Accelerator. I paid him a lot of money, but guess what? His goal this year is like $12 million. So he's ahead of me and he can tell me what to do without me making like a thousand mistakes, things I can't Google. I can't Google a lot of things that I learned from my mentor, but I can Google, oh, I'm doing like a holiday sale. Like I went on Pinterest, looked up holiday campaigns. And I'm like, okay, let me order some ornaments. Let me order some stuff to make like this photo shoot look good. That you can Google. But some things, to get to that next level, you need mentorship. For example, like, I mean, I'm not trying to like gas myself up, but like from this live stream, was there something you learned that you couldn't find on Google? And that if the answer is yes, you might want to lean into mentorship. If the answer is no, then I want to see your bank account because it's probably popping out here and you could just leave right now. But I think that's the question. The mentorship thing is like, never assume you know everything. Like, I know I need my mentor because I don't know anything. So that's how you can answer that question for yourself. Okay, so let's look on Facebook. I have to figure out how to actually Facebook because I have not. Oh, here's the Facebook things. Okay. So Facebook, there's 13 people on Facebook. Let's see if there's any questions. Oh, no questions on Facebook. Okay, Instagram and Zoom. The floor is yours. If there's no other questions, we're going to end at the top of the hour, but I highly recommend someone take the last question. And it can be about hair or business. It doesn't have to.
I have a question.
Okay, cool. Welcome.
I joined the Zoom a little bit late, but I do have a question. And it's a hair question because I cannot, for some reason, get my hair to grow past a certain point. So is it that, okay, have you always had the grade of hair and the growth, or is this something that started with your regimen?
Yeah, so glad you asked, because we did a hair journey talk, I think, before you joined. So I'll quickly answer this. But essentially, I talked about like my hair was never really growing past the shoulder length for most of my life until I really leaned into my hair routine. I think I was more focused on a lot of products at the very beginning versus like, okay, do I deep condition every 2 weeks consistently? Do I make sure I don't have split ends on my hair, even if that means I have to like cut some of my hair off? Do I make sure I eliminating heat, whether that's blow drying, straightening, from my routine as much as possible? And those things are routine things. Yes, you can go buy a $15 shampoo conditioner online. But that if you're frying your hair right after, Shea Moisture can't save you, honey. But like that's why at Joyful Bee, I'm so focused on routine, because I can grow my hair if I just use shea butter and water. Like I've proved that to myself. That's what grew my hair, actually. I talked about from middle to high school is when I grew my hair from shoulder length to bra strap length to waist length. And that was attributed to low manipulation styles. I wore my hair out a lot, but I didn't like comb it every day. I was combing my hair like every, like, y'all gonna like be like, what? But like I was washing and combing my hair like maybe like once every 6 weeks. Like I was keeping my hair very low manipulated. I don't do that now because I like how my hair feels like fresh. Like I like it being feeling fresh. But that's what grew my hair. So I figured out what grew my hair, and I took note of that. And what it was for me was low manipulation. And I think that can be attributed to just the more coily and tighter texture your hair, the less you need to be messing with it. But that doesn't always mean braids or like adding extensions, because those can also weaken your hair. You know, a lot of Kanekalon hair, that's literally plastic. Your hair is rubbing on plastic. It's thinning out your hair. It's rubbing on your hair. It's causing split ends, even though your hair's in braids. You sat in a chair for 6 hours because you're trying to protect yourself. But you have to think about what in my routine is causing my hair to break off, because your hair never stops growing.
Okay.
You're just breaking off as it's growing. So you have to figure out what can stop that breakage so that I can see the length. Because have you ever had like hair dye and you have to like touch up, or, you know, your hair is always growing, but it's also breaking at the same time. So you don't want it to break as fast as it grows. You want it to grow faster than it breaks.
Okay. And I ordered my kit last night, right? So I'm so excited. So I'm waiting for this water bottle, and I'm trying to figure out how am I going to get the oil and the water to come out of the bottle evenly.
I would just do light on the oil. Oil is like, I personally don't put anything else in my spray bottle other than water. And I also don't oil my hair a lot. I think I oil my hair on wash day to lock in the moisture.
Okay.
Oil is not going to provide moisture. So I think figure out, you can experiment. Do a week where you're like, I'm just doing water, week where you're just doing water and oil, and at the end of the week, see how your hair feels. You know, kind of like you're a scientist. You can't even go off what I'm saying, because Black women, the diversity, not in just how we look, but in our hair and our DNA, everyone's gonna have a little quirk. They do something different to make it work for them. You might look at someone, you're like, I have their hair texture, but then they do something that completely does not work for you.
Well, I got the whole thing. I got my expansion kit and my wash day kit, so I'm ready to go.
Yes, cool. So I'm going to unbox everything because I know some of you ordered, some of you are waiting, but I just want everyone to see what is on sale right now. And you can continue to send questions and I'm gonna keep answering them. But I just wanna make sure everyone knows what the wash day kit looks like when it comes to you and the expansion pack looks like when it comes to you. So this is the wash day kit. It's a year old now, y'all. It's gone through maybe like minor facelifts since it launched. We take feedback from you guys very seriously. So a few things that people maybe had issues with, we always try to change different things in the kit. So the wash day kit, when it comes to you, open it up, it comes wrapped and with a little instruction card. 2020, it came with a little free gift. That was for people who was like day one OGs. It does not come with the free gift anymore. I get like death threats every week because they're like, I did not get my pin. I'm like, girl, it was for the launch. It was for the launch, but it's still just as great. So notice this background is literally a shower curtain. Going back to the business thing, like how can you be efficient in your business? But it comes with an instruction card and you can scan the QR code on this to watch a tutorial on how to use everything. But there's also a list of instructions for everything that's in here. Then once you open up your kit, everything comes individually wrapped, but I unwrapped it so we could get through this pretty fast. But your kit comes like this. So this is the continuous spray bottle. It used to come white. The first edition was white. Then we did the clear with like a sticker, but that was ghetto. So now it's like on the bottle. Because we also got like, I just listen to y'all. Whenever y'all complain about something, I like call my people. I'm like, we're changing this now because Julia said that this was whack. This is the bottle. A lot of people are like, how do I open it? It's actually like one thing people complain about is like leaking from those cheap Dollar Tree bottles. So it's pretty tight. So you have to like use some muscles to get it off. And you just fill it up with what you're going to use. And then there's actually like this little piece that attaches. So if you're traveling, sorry, let me close this first. If you're traveling with your bottle, you can put the piece here so it won't spray on your items like that. Okay. That's the spray bottle, continuous spray bottle. Next, we have our scalp massaging shampoo brush. Now it comes with the logo on it. So some people with the older version don't have the logo, but it has silicone bristles. So not those hard plastic ones that like be hurting your scalp, actually soft ones. We also have, this is my favorite item, and people sleep on the detangling brush because they don't think it's gonna work for their hair, but this is my child. I've used every brand of detangling brush. I'm not gonna call them out, but I've used every brand, and I even used one brand for a good like 5 years of my hair journey, but I abandoned it for this baby. And this is the Honeycomb detangling brush, and essentially has like 360-degree flexibility. So like when you're detangling your hair, it's moving with your curls and your tangles and, you know, releasing some of that stress. A lot of people, when they get this, they actually use it incorrectly. You have to start with your hair conditioned and wet. And you also want to detangle with this in a vertical motion. So if I was detangling this piece, instead of going like this, starting like this and going into the top. And then horizontally will help define your curl. So if you're watching this and you have this brush and you like, for some reason it didn't work for you, you probably did not use it correctly. And that's why if you use the tutorial, it explains that. So that's the brush. And it also has the Joiful logo on it. Next, we have the towel, the microfiber turban towel. It comes in this little pouch. I'm gonna take it out for y'all. Let me make this full screen so y'all can see better. This is a towel, literally the softest towel ever. This is the size, and it just turns into a turban it has a little button on the front and a little, like, I don't know what to call this, little rope so you can secure it on the top of your head. But yeah, I love my towel because as a kid, like when I go to the hair salon, like you ever seen the shampoo bowl and the water goes down your neck? That literally would that's like one of my pet peeves, like water on your neck after you wash your hair. So that will keep you dry. And lastly is the microwavable deep conditioning cap. And this cap, I'd say the biggest thing to know for this is it has flax seeds inside. So it cannot be submerged in water. You cannot put it in the washer. It's a spot cleaning type of product. But to keep it as clean as possible, wear a plastic cap first and then use this. And this is a product that you put in the microwave for about 30 seconds on each side, and it heats up, and you will deep condition your hair with this on your head. So this is also one of my favorites because you don't have to be hooked up to a dryer like for 2 hours. You can actually go do things. And then new is like an instruction thing for the cap because a lot of people were confused on how to use it. I don't think a lot of people have conditioning caps. And the cap stays warm. I usually do like 10 minutes and like do like another 30 seconds to heat it up if I'm trying to deep condition for 20 minutes. So I'll stay warm for about 10 minutes. Okay, so that's the wash day kit. This is originally $70, but it's on sale until midnight for $60. Next, the expansion pack. So the expansion pack comes in this like gold thing. If you order your wash day kit and an expansion pack, this is just going to be inside the box. First thing is the night bonnet. I wear my bonnet religiously. I join meetings with other Black folk with my bonnet on because I love it so much. But this is the bonnet. It has a drawstring, which is a game changer because whenever I would have like a scarf or bonnet before, every time I'm a crazy sleeper, so it will be off. Like the biggest disappointment, it'll be off in the morning, but my bonnet stays on. I usually sometimes I'll wear a puff and I'll just like put it on top of the puff part to protect my ends. But it has Joiful logo on it, the drawstring to adjust it, and then you can also wear it on both sides if you like the gold better than the print. Next in the expansion pack are the clips. Also, these are essential. When I got the clips to test out, I literally just dropped them in the shower to see if they would break. All the samples I got and the ones that didn't break, I went with those because I'm clumsy and I just drop the shampoo bottle, I drop everything. So I want to make sure these are very durable, but also for my hair texture, they don't get tangled up in my hair. So I also want to make sure you're using clips that don't get tangled up. So I like to section my hair in 4 sections when I'm washing my hair. And I'll use these to section. And even when I'm styling my hair, when I get out the shower, or if you're someone who blow dries your hair or gets braids or anything, you can get the clips. And it comes with 5. Mia said those clips are so bomb. I bought myself a second expansion pack just so I can have more. I'm vouching. I'm glad you did
the
that.
top half.
Say that again.
How do you use the top half of the clip? What is the top half of the clip for?
Yeah, so this style is called an alligator clip. So I personally just clip like this, but some people if they don't want the clip directly on their hair. I suck at doing this. But if they don't want the clip, it's see, I can't even do it because I don't even use it like that. It's just a different way to clip. Some people don't want the clip actually clamping on the hair, if that makes sense. But I just use it like this. I'll use it like this. I'll section, I'll put it in my hair, and then I'll take it out with the section. And then there's 5. lastly, we have the scrunchies. I personally wear my hair in a puff a lot, or at night, like say I do a twist out or something to preserve it at night, I'll still put it in a puff or some type of thing. So there's the scrunchies in here. They're thick. They have like a flat headband in the middle. So if you ever had scrunchies and it's a circle, like it hurt, and it'll leave a crease. So these have like a flat headband in the middle. So better for curly hair for sure. And I feel like you just always need some scrunches around as your hair. If you have short hair, probably not as much, but if you like a puff or if you have braids in, you can always tie up your hair. And that is the expansion pack. So the expansion pack is usually $40. It's on sale for $30 until midnight. And yeah, that's the expansion pack. The expansion pack came around because I was just like, we need more. We need more things to help solve some of our problems. So for sleeping, protecting your hair, and keeping your hair sectioned while washing, that's what the expansion pack will bring to you. And the great thing is everyone who ordered their kit this weekend, right after this, I'm going to pack all of your orders. So they will be sent out tomorrow. And then I'm doing a drop off at UPS tomorrow. I have like I don't even know what it is right now. Definitely over 100 that I'm gonna be doing tonight. So wish me luck, because I love you guys so much. And like, we're not Amazon, but we get your stuff out fast. Okay. We have some messages on Instagram, and then we're gonna wrap this up. We went 15 over, but that's fine. I love how you're so particular about what goes into your boxes so that we can receive high quality products that you use yourself. Yeah, I needed these things for myself, and then I was like, all right, I'll actually like sell it as well. Like, I wanted cute stuff. I want my wash day to be together, color coordinated, efficient, all of that. Okay, send me that kit and pack you just opened. Oh my gosh, y'all are funny. Y'all are funny. Okay, cool. Well, this is basically 12 a.m. Eastern time. So 5 hours, 45 minutes you have to shop. But yeah, this is basically the end. This was recorded. This was streamed on Facebook, YouTube, and here on Instagram. So if you came in late, you can go back and watch. But yeah, thank you all so much, everyone on Zoom. So glad you came in on the Zoom call, because some people just opted to go on live, but I love seeing all of your faces and just getting to know you guys a little bit. If you guys ever need any support or help, DM me on my personal page, because I actually have someone helping me with the Instagram. So if you have something that's meant for me, send it to me and I'd be glad to help. So yeah, this is the end, and I'm gonna go pack some boxes. Okay, so I'm gonna end the Zoom and all the other live streams. So bye, guys.